kind of a universal bonder. It's a great interlayer. You don't call it that. I've not used that. I found that just by struggling out with the flares on there, whatever it is, more seems to look okay. The shellac is good, especially on a bigger piece. Put a thin coat of sanding sealer, 3-pound color shellac, maybe less. Will isolate your first layer to the succeeding layers. And both sides of the top so yeah, shellac is a good thing. Slow cure, no cure. I have, I forget what it was, this was not cured in large areas. And I actually put a couple of drips of Japan dryer, which is a catalyst, and actually wipe it off for a spray. It's way more than we need. Usually just put a few drops of something to hasten the cure with the Japan dryer. I just put it on there, and overnight it was solid. I put my next layer on, no problem. I thought maybe that's overkill. Maybe it hurt it, but it didn't. Now it's a little dark. This is kind of brownish, so it may affect the wood. You might not want to use it on a light-colored wood, but what I was using on was not a problem. If you're having problems with drying, maybe put a few drops, a drop or two of this cup mix it good to give it more catalyst for the cure. Finish seeps off from pores. You put an oil finish on a guy like this, sort it real good, wipe all it off, I think. 1 minute later, you see little bubbles. Come back up on the surface. It seeps out from those pores because really you fill it all. It's going to want to spread itself out, so it comes back up. So you take it off again. And you may have to do that 4 or 5 times over the next hour or so, until either two things happen. It starts to cure, or you get enough of it out. But if you don't do that, you see a little shiny spot up there, or the problems in the next layer. It will seep out in ways you can't imagine, and you never realize how many pores are in that something. Finishes gel in the container. I like this thing called oxygen. It's an inert gas. It says in here argon. This costs 10 or 12 bucks. I use about 2 a year. And every time I open a can, put another layer on this guy. Before I close it up, give it a 2-second shot just under the cap and put it back on. Now, Waterlocks is notorious for gelling in the can. It hasn't happened to me. This can is probably 2 or 3 years old. Probably opened it 20, 30 times, but move it on time. I'm not doing big pieces here. And it's as good as the day I got it. So I love Loxy. Let's see, Woodcraft sells it, Woodworker Supply sells it, I'm sure Craft Supply sells it, so it's really available. It doesn't last forever. I don't overdo it. Don't go
So it forces the air in, basically?
Well, it does 2 things. I think it displaces the air. It pushes the air out. And it makes a layer on top of the finish. Give it some isolation. I'm not so sure about the second piece because oxygen will diffuse through her layers, so I'm not sure about that second piece.
Maybe it's heavier than air. Maybe it's heavier than air.
Well, I think it is, but even so, there is some diffusion in different layers. There's some diffusion between layers.
As much as
you can, most of what you're doing is displacement. Squeezing the can like a toothpaste does.
Now, some people putting marbles to displace it to get that level up through to the top. Some people crush the can, squeeze out all the air before they put the cap on there. After a while, it gets pretty hard. Now, how do you do it for the last third or so? You got to pretty well crush that can. So I'm lazy. Put a few squirts of this guy in there, and it seems to work very well. That's all I've got. Any questions? Yes, Chris.
You ever submerge your pieces into a vat of oil to really saturate it?
You can. People have turned these thin lampshades and want to get all the way in there, it will make it, not transparent, of course, translucent. What is that? North Common.
Yeah, you can soak that.
You can mix it really pretty stuff. I've never done it. I'd like to do it someday, but I haven't had it. Yeah. You just soak it in there forever,
Yeah.
and it just saturates it and makes it translucent and pretty together.
Well, you put the wax back on again later on, like 2 years down the road, you find that the wax comes off.
Well, it can come off with candle, but
Play with wax.
no, I've not seen that. Although I'm sure it could happen. One of the nice things that Brad mentioned about the Renaissance wax, it does not show fingerprints. It does not, it gets water